We're persecuted. We're cast down. That's the way they read that verse. But the supernatural church with some vision, with some backbone, uses the whole counsel of the verse. Yeah, we're troubled on every side, but we're not distressed. We're perplexed, which means there's problems with no solutions, but we're not in despair. We're persecuted, but we're not forsaken. We're cast down, but we're not destroyed. Pastor Mark here. Your glass is always half full? Yeah, it's always half full. It's always half full of the Word. The excellency, the power. We're troubled on every side, but we're not distressed. Hebrews 11:1 says that faith is the evidence of things what? Not seen. Things hoped for. Things not seen. What were they hoping for in that? What were they hoping for in that boat? They were hoping, well, number one, to stay alive.
Storm would go away.
That the storm would go away. But more importantly, that they could fulfill the purpose that Christ had given them. They could get to the other side. That they would do what God told them to do. And as a Christian, that's very important that we're able to do what He tells us to do. That's very important. And so it comes full circle here. In 2 Corinthians 4:18, which is where I started, while we look at the things which are seen, but we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. Dale, how many times do I look at the things that are seen? And it almost sinks us. And I think to myself, I have got to start looking at the things that are not seen. The things that are eternal. The things that trouble us. The things that are seen, those are temporal things, but the things which are not seen are eternal. We've got to do this by entering into a different realm. He talks about a different rule on a different field of play. Peter looked at him out on the waves. Peter looks and notices that he's not affected by the waves. I mean, these guys in the boat, they're being tossed this way and thrown into the left side of the boat. What do they call that? Port side? Then they're thrown the other side. Oh, yeah, you're Navy. And that was the starboard side. And yeah, there we go. And so they're being battered back and forth. But here's Christ, who's walking on the water. He's not even swaying. How can that be? Peter's looking at this and going, Lord, if this is you, can I play? Can I play? Can I come out and play? Can I join that team that you're on? Can I come and be in a place that you're in where what we're going through, I don't even think about it? See, because you know we're going to go through some things. But oh, the peace that causes us not to worry about it or not to think about it, that's invaluable for a Christian, because you know He's going to get us through. It's just the getting us through that sometimes causes all the problems. We want to enter into a different realm, a different field of play. In one realm, if you step out of bounds, I mean, if they're in the boundaries of the boat and they step out of bounds and they're still in the natural, what happens?
Sink.
They sink. You're a Navy man, Ted. You know, it doesn't take a Navy man to tell you that, though, does it? When you're in the middle of a storm, if you leave the confines of the boundaries of the boat and step into the waves, you are going to die. You're going to die if you go out of bounds. That's what that is. It's going out of bounds. You're penalized. And instead of a referee throwing a little yellow tag at you, or a little flag at you, you die. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You just die. But there are also boundaries in the other realm. That if you step out of bounds, out of the boundaries of the supernatural, you will also die. And what are the boundaries of the supernatural? What are the boundaries of the supernatural? Can you think of any tonight?
Fear.
Fear. If you step into the realm of fear, you're out of bounds. If you step into the realm of unbelief, you're out of bounds. If you step into the realm of discouragement, you're out of bounds. And you can no longer play in a supernatural playing field when you step into a place that's out of bounds. Christ, He didn't step out of bounds. He didn't have the fear. He didn't have the unbelief. He didn't have the worry. Oh, what happens if I can't get to... What happened? He knew he was.
We don't know who we are.
We do not. And the sad thing is the church today has no identity. We're acting so much like different influences of the world that one church is like this part of the world, another one, they're like this part of the world. And you've seen the Christian artists. Oh, they sound just like James Taylor. Oh, they just sound just like ABBA. Oh, they sound just like Justin Timberlake. Well, you know what? That's part of the problem. We're trying to act like people of the world. And if you act like people of the world, that's fine. Live in those boundaries. But you'll never be able to defeat the things in the supernatural when you live there. And the church is going to make it through, but they're not going to make it through with victory. Now, Peter was a Christian. In other words, he was a follower of Christ. Probably closer to Jesus than any of us will ever get. Closer than any of us will ever get. He believed enough to be invited to the supernatural realm. He believed enough to be invited to the party. I want to come to that party. I want to come to where you are. I want to come to that water where you're at. I want to know what it's like to walk through cancer and not be affected one bit by fear. I want to know what it's like to walk through pain and not even worry about how bad it is. I want to be able to do that. He knew Christ by the Spirit, by the Father. And he heard his Father's voice. He didn't hear a teacher call him. Sorry, Muslims. He didn't hear a teacher call him. He heard the voice of God call him. He heard the voice of God call him. He went to a place where the other disciples did not desire to travel. Do you know that? The other disciples did not desire to travel there. They were okay just staying right where they were in their natural boundaries. They were okay there. They didn't desire to walk where Peter walked. They didn't desire to take it up a notch. They didn't desire to go into a different realm. They weren't in danger at that point of the same perils that Peter was in, because they stayed in the boundaries of the boat. And thus they could not relate to him. Have you ever been to a place where you started to move out in God, and God started to deal with your heart, and then 90% of the church goes, you're out of your mind, you're not right, we don't understand what you're doing. And God said, it's because you've been taken into a different realm, and the rest of the church is still in the boat. They can't understand it. Because they have no desire to travel there. They have no desire to go deeper.
Complacency.
What? Complacency. That's good. Dale, that's good. They weren't in the dangers that he was in. They were not walking in a supernatural realm. They did not have the map to travel there. They did not have the map to travel there. Who do men say that I am? What did James say? What did James say? What did John say? What did Andrew say? What did those other disciples say? Oh, some say that you're Elijah or Jeremiah or one of the prophets. But Peter, who do you say that I am? Thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. Peter went and got the map to the supernatural realm. He got the rule book. He went and got the rule book for the supernatural place that he needed to go. He went and obtained the map that Rand McNally had no knowledge of. It was a map to another level. Those of you that are doing video games, you know what that's like. Man, you get to one level and you're just comfortable there. But after a while, it gets boring, doesn't it? It just gets boring on that level. And you just decide, I gotta go to that next level. I gotta go, I just gotta go. And see, that's why you're gonna be successful, because you understand that. It's always going a little higher, a little deeper, a little farther. And you know, we get on the kids today for playing these video games, but you know, they're teaching something, they're learning some things that maybe we need to learn also as a church, that we need to go to another level. We need to find out how to get to that next place. There are those that are called to ministry, And the dangers that are called to ministry is very real. In one realm, in the natural realm, in the boundaries of the boat, it's a realm where they could not conquer. They could not conquer. All they could do was hang on. And Ted, if I'm in this world, I want to have more than just hanging on every week from week to week. They were just hanging on to the sides of the boat. And that's what a worldly church will do. They'll just barely get by hanging on by the sides of the boat. But in the other realm, you become more than a conqueror. One realm you can't conquer. In the other realm, you're more than a conqueror. And that's the realm we want to walk in. That's the realm we want to get to. One realm, our hands are full battling the natural things. But the other realm, natural things are conquered. We conquer things in that natural realm. But there's a price. There's a price to walk in that supernatural place. There's a price. And to learn how to walk within those boundaries is just as difficult as it is to walk in the boundaries of where they were. And for a moment, Peter was focused